Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome. My name's Nori, and I'm coming to you live from the Digital Engineering SMP. Currently running Valhelsia 3 modded Minecraft. And this is our mess. So, lot going on, lot to do, just so much to do, and never ever enough time to get it all done. Being said, where do we begin? So I know Shale's been struggling with some of her builds and would really like some alternative means of movement. So I think we have on our schedule tonight to do a little bit of Astral Sorcery. So for those of you curious about it, we'll take a gander down through that mod pack line. We did make some changes over the weekend to our machine here. I don't know if you can now start to see there's a belt that feeds from, looks like, across the way, and out popped a little bit of terracotta, which goes into red sand, which then falls down over here and then gets washed and makes us some gold. So yes, we have added a gold farm to the mix. So there's the iron and there's gold. Those changes come into place. We put those changes in over here. So basically all we did is off that back set of wheels over there, where we're basically grinding the gravel that's produced. Yeah, it's where we're catching. So what we're doing is we've basically got a little brass funnel here with a filter for clay and sand. So as long as it's turned on, it's actually just going to take and drop both the clay and the sand down there and feed it into a compacting drawer. So basically we're taking all clay balls and feeding into the compacting drawer, and then on the other side of that there is another brass funnel that outputs clay. Outputs the clay blocks. And so right underneath of it, we've got a create lava fan setup to smelt the clay blocks into terracotta, and then the whole thing's picked up on a set of belts and then whisked off that way. This works out well because it means that as long as this machine runs, well, it was an interesting thunderstorm. We can get everything that the machine was originally producing, you know, cobblestone, gravel, sand, and clay blocks. Or we can turn on gold mode and this is just covered by a flip of the switch. So we turn the flip of the switch off, and then we should see some, there goes the sand off that way and whisked off over there. So this works out nice. It saves us from having to use all of that obsidian we've been building up to make the piglin gold farm. No, the zombified piglin gold farm, because not really needed. Hello, Swift. Welcome. Thanks for the follow. But basically, what we have done is we've stopped splitting the cobblestone off because I've got really enough of it for right now. I don't need it anymore. So we've just put this machine fully on making gold over here. So that helps. And so that's basically all we got going on here. We have been making some really nice progress on the Blood Castle and the Nether. We'll take a gander over that real quick before we head off to go work on Astral Sorcery. I do have every intentions of getting in here and doing blood magic, working on blood magic mod pack. Just some things are taking some slightly bigger priorities. on the server. And we will probably end up moving these warp plates. I was actually thinking about building rooms in all of the various castles that actually had a warp plate to go to each one of the castles. And then all you had to do is just stand on it, and each one would take you to the next one, so to speak. Now you can just see it down there. And what we'll do is we'll go in with the stand on top of the world. Look-see. Just so you can get an idea. So we've put a top walkway already on this now. So that's worked out really nice. Get a little closer look here. So we've finished capping off that. So we're about ready to bring in and put the ledge. It's going to run from these corner sections, so we can build up the corner pieces. And then get ready to put in the towers that will go in off the cardinal directions. So that'll make that look really nice. And I still think I'm going to go to the point where this side will actually have one of the towers like falling over and leaning up against this blob of land, as it were. We added some new fixtures in here. So we added some light sources. These little ball lights. I kind of like them. I don't know. I may play around with them, or I may put some chains right up here in this center section. Haven't really made up my mind. This is the walkway for like the second floor, and then we'll put a wall, and then right on the other side of the wall. Or we might leave this section open and put a wall in between the areas. Just because there is going to be a walkway, and so maybe we can just make that as part of the ledge here and just stick it out. And then, of course, bring these corners up to flush out with it. It's probably more likely the case. So we added these little corner pieces in here. Now, these things are really nice because they actually hide. Down here in the base of this, we made some of these things called, let's see, they're from the Torchmaster mod. They're called the Mega Torch. And so by putting those in here, we've actually stopped the spawning of like zombie pigments, all those sort of things in the castle area, which is ideal because this is supposed to be a safe place, so to speak, when you come down here. So this is nice. So we also did manage to build up the interior wall some and start to bridge that in. I still have some more work on some of the edges, but in some places we have got it already put in place correctly. So our hallway is starting to look absolutely fantastic. Looks run down, beaten, but you can see there's a ceiling, and then in these corner places, like right here, we have to finish closing that out. And in some cases, we're just going to leave them as holes because, well, this place is supposed to be a little run down. But I like this because it gives it a ledge feel, and definitely makes it feel like you're wandering through something. And then, of course, this is our first of the corners we started to mock up. I think I actually want to get the ledges in, and then we'll finish mocking the rest of this into place. And then this will probably be what we do for each of the other corners as well. Kind of bowl it out a little bit and tuck it back in. The lava still works out really nice here. The interior looks really, really nice. And then places where, like right here where we've been adding in the walls, starting to come out really nice. And then it actually just makes it look like these pieces are here for some other functional matter. And I may do something more with that. We're still playing around with it. But all in all, this is coming along very nicely. We have our blood altar in the center, and then we're prepped and ready to go. So eventually this, as we do this work through this particular mod pack, this all these mossy stones and whatnot through here should actually start coming out little by little as we improve the altar here in the center, and should get a really interesting looking altar by the time we're done. We'll play around and see what that looks like. And then the other thing that we'll do, and we'll probably do sooner rather than later, is somewhere over here we'll push down and we'll put the teleporter room into this place. Actually in the lava. I think that would be really nice. Just drop it off in there, and then we can put like little glass windows inside the lava. Or I may go above the when we seal this, cover this room over, we may put another room up top and then give you a stairwell down into here. Still of a deciding mind for that. So we're still working that bit out. But you know, this is coming along very nicely. We don't have any real big. This is going to look good when it's done. We do still have some extra like little towers to put out around, because I think the last time I've been talking about this, and don't so terrible at flying sometimes. I wanted this to be like one of the towers, or maybe a central tower of a much bigger castle, and so you really should only be seeing a piece of this. So like how we have the obsidian coming out over there, up out of the lava, I want to kind of put off in different directions, like little tower pieces made of andesite and whatnot, just poking up out of the lava, just trying to give the impression, the illusion that this is actually much bigger than what you're seeing, and you only get to see what you're seeing because the rest of it's all under lava, and that would not be a fun place to go. So there you go. Those are the things that we are currently working on. So at least down here now, I've got the andesite generating machine running right now. The tree harvester is out making some more Moredo wood, so we can continue to work on that. Unfortunately, it's just still a lot of material we have to come up with for that. So until the machines have produced us enough, there's not really too much more we can do. So what else have we been up to? We've gotten a whole lot more. Our villager farm. We have this finally in somewhat working condition now. So we have our farmers, we have our clerics, we have our stone cutters. These guys are going to come in super handy when we start doing stuff with forts and whatnot. So like a lot of the white castles that we're planning on surrounding the Astral Sorcery in, so that's going to be really handy for that. We have our iron guys. Toolsmiths and whatnot, all these guys ready and set up so that we can trade with them, get them going, so we have a place to trade some of that iron at, get some emeralds, and maybe we'll get some lucky with some trades and get some decent tools out of these guys, weapons, swords, and that sort of thing. Over here, of course, is the start of our enchanters. We haven't got these guys all prepped and ready yet. In fact, I think I've only got 2 of them done. Yes. So we have our mending, and then we have our unbreaking 3. So I still have more to go hunting for. The other important fact is we figured out how we're going to transform these guys, and that what we are going to do is right underneath each one of these holes, I'm going to put a pathway underneath here. And then so we can actually just have it walk up and down each one of these rows. And I haven't figured out if I'm going to do 1 zombie per row or if I'm going to do 1 zombie per section here and just let them meander around. I think I'm going to do the 1 zombie per row just because then it makes it easier. You just dig a row. But the idea being is that we should be able, because they're on a double carpet, we should be able to throw a switch and pick all these blocks up so these trapdoors can go away. We can pick these up in the air, and then by doing so, then we can expose the zombie. He can get a hold of whatever he wants to right there and turn him into a zombie, and then we can settle the whole system back down again. So that's the plan. And we would do that for each one, and then just golden apple, potion of weakness, and there you go, cheaper trades, and then all while keeping the zombie nice and tightly hidden underneath of all of this, and you don't have to deal with them. So that's the plan for that. So eventually, yes, we're going to have to go and get some zombies. It's just not right now. Shale looks like she's going to be attacked. Fellas. Do that. Pop over here. Grab our little jump scare. There we go. And just like that, I'll take care of Shale's little pirate pest. So, anyways, Game Center, oh, so much. Game Center is done. We've got some places in here to start loading. I need to put, actually get potatoes and load them in here. And I'm thinking I also need a central loading system because I don't want to have to run around to each one of these. So I may run a bunch of cables underneath of it and then give me a box somewhere where I can just throw in right here and reload all of the potatoes to all of the different machines, or to the different ejectors, excuse me, which is what I think I'm going to do. We still have to do the trade system to swap from the potato cannon to the quote-unquote rocket launcher, i.e. the crossbow with fireworks. And then this area will be done. And then we can start working on the next one. So just so much going on. So much going on. All right. But first, things we need to take care of. We need to get done. Priorities. And today's priority is get Shale. She really does not like elytra flying, so we need to get her into the air with something other than elytra. And the best way to do that is with Astral Sorcery. Astral Sorcery gets you a form of creative flight. Now, yes, it can be a bit of a pain. It can be a little slow starting, and sometimes it can just be hard to try and figure out how to start. It's even harder to try and figure out how to start when you can't find your book. All right. So let's find our Astral Sorcery Tome. We have no papers. So that becomes problem one. So we have to go get some papers. So the first thing we will do is go look for these places. Now, I think it's probably safe to say that this one's probably already been robbed. Looks that way. Actually, looks like it's been robbed and or converted. Interesting. Oh, maybe not. Yeah. All right. So, not going to find what we want here. So then what we need to do is we just have to go start hunting in, I think actually, over where we are going to be putting in the Astral Sorcery at. There is another one of these guys. And it looks like he hasn't been touched. So if that's the case, let's do this. Oh, no. No, not too far off. Let's see. No idea what collector crystal that one is. But that's okay. There's some of that. Alright. We got Evorcio and... it's another Evorcio. Now, if you don't know, you can actually save yourself a lot of time and effort by shift right clicking on the Astral Tome. You can store those pages inside the book itself. It's life so much easier. 1, 2. If you pick them up and you don't get a message about, hey, this is whatever, it means that you already know it. And this one just looks like it's just Evorcio all the way over. So, okay. Move block, don't want. Where did my gun go? Oh, for crying out loud. This is what happens when you go to hit forward and then you hit your Q button at the same time. Alright, so that's one down. We need to go find some more. Oh, look, there's another one pretty much due north. So this is where we are planning on putting in the Astral Sorcery stuff. So we will be seeing a whole lot more of that area as we go along. This way. Ooh. Watch out for the trees. Like George of the Jungle sometimes. Nothing. Now these small shrines are nice because underneath some of these pillars okay, just underneath none of these pillars it's irritating. I guess that's what it is. Sometimes underneath the pillars there's chests, and inside the chests carry more paper. In this case, that's not quite the case. Wow. interesting to note. So apparently marble pillars are not full blocks. That could have some rather interesting consequences later on. Yes, we will need lots and lots of marble. Yes, I will probably be back for this marble or some other marble therein. But for right now, we need papers. So, to support that end, you're going to go and find some more pieces like that. All right. Now don't rip me off this time. There, see, that's what I was expecting to find. So it still ripped me off because there's no papers. Hey, look, there's the second one. So this is, again, still getting robbed on this, but that's all right. Those are more what I was expecting to find. Looks like straight up the coastline and also due west. So let's go west first. Saw a bright big pretty one right there. Look, there are yaks. And there's Constellation. Really? Apparently I've already learned a bunch of constellations and I don't need the papers. A little disconcerting. I don't remember finding any of these. Anyways, let's see. The one was... May have to actually just make the pages for them, which it's not ideal, but I mean, it is possible to do. Really? Wow. Yeah, no, just nothing there. All right, so things that we need to get started. that. So we should be starting right here in the discovery phase. This is usually where everybody starts at. So there's shrines, yada yada yada. These are how to make the marbles, and basically this is what we want to do here in this first section. Is make our resonating wand. I think that can just be done on a normal crafting table, and then we'll make our first crafting table, which is going to be a crafting table underneath of one of those. All right, so let's go. I guess we're just going to go for a flight to south. Or I'm just going to dive in the water like an idiot. There we go. Let's see. Angle this way. We can get back over to our mountain peak. We can grab some things. Should put a door into the altar. Ah. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is put a crafting table right there. The other thing we need to do is knock out a hole in the ceiling so that that thing can get to the light. So let's go knock out the hole in the ceiling. You know, that's going to be fun. And I yeeted that block, didn't it? I don't really want that water to come pouring down in here just yet. What we need is... Hey, Shell just showed up. That sound is the sound you hear. It gets made when people use teleporter. There we go. Oh, good. Look at that. She beat me to the punch. Let's see. I believe it was like this, and then that. No. Oh, bother it all. Marble, marble, aquamarine, ender pearl. Okay. Fine. Or does this actually have to be, I think this has to be done on a crafting table. Fine. I need a normal crafting table. Let's see if she's actually in. She's not. Okay. There we go. Normal crafting table. 1, 2. All right, so we are done with this first one. Once the items needed crafting. Yep, okay. So we are done with that. Discovery's done. It is time to do exploration. All right. So now we have the stuff that we need to get started. Now we can start building the stuff that we need to get going. So like the looking glasses becomes the next thing to make. So it looks like stick, gold, wood, and a glass lens. And the glass lens can be, looks like any glass pane. Yep. Surrounded by 4. And it doesn't need a whole lot. Okie dokie. Yes, I see you have a nice box full of things. Okie dokie. So, that's taken care of. Let's go build ourselves an Astral Sorcery box. So, and all of the stuff a good Astral Sorcery wizard is going to want when we get started. So, let's grab us a storage chest. This will work. Wondering if we have any bone meal. We do now. So bone meal, white dye, and then one shulker box, one white dye later, and we now have our Astral Sorcery box. Put that in here. Let's find ourselves some green and marble. I think we'll want some coal. And then glass. What else? Glowstone. Have any glowstone? That's going to be a problem. Gold, definitely going to need. Alright, so we start throwing all the goodies into the box. Surprised I don't have any glowstone. I would have swore I had glowstone. I don't. Glowstone? No. Right here. 8. Alright. Other than going and hunting for another, I think I can redstone. Oh, but I can do redstone conjuration and double my, so we can throw that. I need to kick that going again, but for right now, this will work. There we go, some glowstone. Aquamarine. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. All right, so we got that, and we got some glass for that. Nocturnal, it's, yeah. Oh, we need black and blue dye. Aha. Always good to check these things. Black and blue, black and blue. Let's see. I keep forgetting that some individual has come through here and completely rearranged everything. That's okay. That is quite all right. You know what? We'll run that through. We might as well run this through because we're going to need the blue. So let's go ahead and grab the blue. Start with the blue first. Blue first goes into the machine. Get our little clippers. We throw the switch. Listen to the racket. understanding that this is only going to take a moderate point. There we go. Yep, that'll work. Put the black in there. Let that go through. If this is too loud, I need somebody to say so. If not, then off we go still. That's good enough. All right. Blues there. I should have. There you are. We're just going to make a bunch. You know, when don't you need a bunch of dye? Doesn't hurt. We can take some with us. We can bring some back if we have too much. It's all good at the end of the day. So let's just pitch these right into our little box. Goodies. All right, so we have marble. What little bit we have. A few more aquamarines. We will need that and the light well, which we're going to need one of those crystals anyways. And once we have that and our bucket of liquid, then we can make our Starlight crafting table. And we will eventually we'll need to make one of these astral relays. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, yes, you also have to have that first building. And so we'll get right into the building stuff tonight. So, all right. Let's see. I'm afraid to ask what she's doing. Wow. All right. So. Some weird noises. Oh. Under a little cave. Hands would stop typing faster than what the keyboard and fingers can keep up with. Why me? Conjure light. Splash around a little light. Oh. Wait. What is she getting? Dry eyes. Okay. She does have a reactor over at her place, so I guess that makes sense. Here's what I can say for certain. When walking, always look down before you walk forward. If you don't, you may just come to regret that decision. Oh, baby. Oh, I'm getting a novel typed at me. Nothing like remote torching. But I don't think that's the way I came down. There's the way I came down. All right. What they don't tell you is that when you're doing Astral Sorcery, need it not to be raining. number one. Alright, so let's back up. Basically, we need to get this guy, but we can't do anything right now because it's raining. We need it nighttime. Yeah. This is just going to be one of those nights. To be impossible to get anything done because the weather's just not going to cooperate with you. Don't you love when that mess happens? It's just... well, it is what it is. Let's see. Oh. Just, you know, shove me over the edge. Oh, that's not good. Not good at all. Oh, good. So, yeah. Well, there you go. It's just, so if you look down there, you can see the little white sparkly effects coming right now. There's some more over there in that direction too. Those indicate crystals, rock crystals. That's what they're called. And so, as we sit here and spin circles, right there. I think she's gone a little too far, but maybe not. Yep. She's right. There's not very far from here. Huh. Interesting. Oh, is that why I'm getting those? I thought I should have been getting the other blocks. Well, there you go. Tells you what I know. They're picking with the wrong pick. Digging with the wrong pick. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. So definitely get into the idea that if you were coming looking for rock crystals, you can definitely find them, but you will be looking for them deep underground, deep underground. That would be a good box to put these in for right now. That's the other problem with them, is they do not stack. And I have not, other than refined storage, I have not found a inventory system that will stack them. And even refined storage doesn't stack them, but you know, they all go into the same box. So at the end of the day, who cares? I don't see anything. Oh. Which is unfortunate. But I will absolutely take the redstone. As a man who likes his redstone, I will take redstone. What is this for? Oh, natural scoria. It's like, all right. I have no idea where she's at. Maybe she's on her way back upstairs. I can hear her. There she is. No idea what she's doing. I am certain she knows what she's doing, but I don't know what she's doing. I think she's trying to rejoin her original stairs. And she came in at a little bit lower, I suspect, and so she had to build her way back up. That is what my suspicions is. All right. I have no idea what's going on. Like, absolutely none. Okay. All right. It is going to be one of those nights. Yeah. That is problematic, to say the least. On we go. I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Ooh. So build a dark stone. And she got wet. I don't. Why does she keep? And so we're hooked on that. So this is one of those times where, you know, the book says you have to chase them down at night. As it is not night, they don't glow. You can hold on to the one to your heart's content, but otherwise you're just kind of digging blind. Now, if you're also out collecting resources and whatnot, I guess it really doesn't matter. If you're not out collecting resources, then you're just digging a really big hole. I suppose if you had a reason to do it, then, you know, knock yourself out. More power to it. Just not a big fan of just digging a big hole for no apparent reason. Probably not a good idea to go swimming too far. Potions of gills would be nice. Actually, that's night vision. absolutely take a little bit of this. It's a carp. I forget that you can set those things up underwater. Let's see. How much time? I'm stuck 5 minutes. So, I think this is new with the... so, I think in the Cave and Cliff update, there is a lot of these, like, underground water areas. And one of the mods that are in here is attempting to simulate the Cave and Cliff update, which leaves us with spots of the place where it's generally just underwater. Interesting enough, but you know, I don't know that it really serves too much of a purpose other than just to have water underneath here. You know, if you were curious. Swirly lights this way, she says. Oh, yep. I can tell you that there is generally a really good reason why most people like to grab these ores. Silk touch pickaxe. It's a race. Mostly, I'm just curious as to whether or not I can. No, still can't still touch it. Okie dokie. That will go right in there. That will go in there. I probably should do is that will work. Let's put all of this materials. Stuff that we want to keep and deal with at a later point into that box. Yep. Ever the resource hog. She is just going to collect us, not out of that. Well, here's hoping that she's better at this than I am and doesn't drown. Yeah, she's better at this than I am. It's alright. All good. Let's see. All of this stuff away for right now. Get off my bars and out of my hands. And then we get out. This is where the stepping enchant really would come in handy, because then, you know, you could just run out of here. And you wouldn't have to do this jump, jump, jump. However, I have been avoiding putting the stepping enchant on any of my shoes because of the fact that I actually like the one block gap as kind of like a fence post or something to stand up. And so not having stepping means I won't throw myself over the edge of one of my builds. So there is that too. All right. Oh, we're running out of night. Oh, that thing finally left. Jeez Louise. Alright, so there's an empty box. Box on the ground. We'll throw all the rocks inside. Figure out what to do with the box of rocks later. Okie dokie. So that goes there. No, I need that so one pane. We're going to want some level. So nice thing about these things is they actually hold their inventory. So you can put your recipe on there and then go away, go do something else, and come back, and it will still be sitting there waiting on you. So that works out wonderfully. I have no idea where Shale has gone. Oh, she's standing right behind me. Alrighty. Yeah. Alright. So, what to do while waiting for nightfall? Well, when dealing with Astral Sorcery and you're waiting for nightfall, the first thing you can do is take out a creeper. Just like that. Because I have no issues with one less creeper in the world to deal with. So you have to figure out what to do with these stupid creeper spores. Try looking them up. There's not really... Let's see if we go look at here. I'm going to go look up the creeper spores. So here they are. You can make a collection of them. They make bombs. We're at last proof plating. Oh. That might actually be... I'll have to make one of those. If for nothing more than just a lot of those. And it's alright. We have another plan of attack. We need some... Okay, so let's do this. Here, have our bigger version. You know what? I think we will leave this set for right now. I think there is some water right up and over here. Yes. So let's see if we can find some sand in this water. That looks like salt. Oh, sure. There you are. Stupid. I was out looking for those guys. I don't know. A couple of streams ago. Find them. Needed their ink bladder to make a book. And they were suspiciously nowhere to be found. Very rude. That's what we want to see. Would be nice to be able to find a way to make that. But, you know, this works too. fish, a fish, a fish. Not a fish. We don't tell her. So weird to actually see her doing that. Which way did she go? There. Long as she's happy. Da, 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 da. I don't have any. Oh, I got a lot of aqua. Really quick. Mountain. Get lost. Turned around. All right. Well, I think we will have to continue more of this. This is going to be a project. That's not going to stop anytime soon. So. Wow, do I not have any cobblestone down there? plenty of cobblestone. See, A2. I actually think I might be able to get all of the cobblestone I have in the system. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. It's all right. That is the wrong thing to have up. All right. And then the only other thing that we need to do is our gun. Do we have the line place? No. So let's drop. Drop lightning, because I really don't use lightning anymore anyway, so we'll drop lightning in favor of the line place. Break line, place blocks line. Break, jump, bang, conjure, lightning. There we go. Spell back. Grab our box of goodies. All right. That's the wrong spell. Astral Sorcery Castle. And then we are over here. Where she's like, look me go. Block line. Okie dokie. So we want to go like right here. Down there. There we go. All right, come on, buddy. You're out to interrupt everything I'm doing right now. Let's go. Whoops. There we go. Let's see, break block. Oh, I didn't bring the line. There we go. Hey, put up there. There. All right. Come on. Come on. Where are you? Freaking. That's right. Go out, swans apiece. Oh. Oh, I have no more space in my bags. Uh-huh. I was like, why am I not picking anything up? That would be why. I think she was getting tired of dealing with those guys. Now, yes, it's a big, ugly cobblestone platform. Fully aware of the fact that it's a big, ugly cobblestone platform. It will not stay a big, ugly cobblestone platform. Already tell you that right now. Let's see. Great. Struggle to find those spells. All right. And we do this once more. Preferably with the right blocks. You know what? It's my move. That'll work. So here's what I know. That is that without a way to keep her on, she will fall off. Of course it's not going to work. I have no blocks in my inventory, or at least in that spot anyways. That's the way that spell works. There we go. There. Big square spot. Okay. All right. She's got that one there. I can come. This one up. Or yeah, I didn't think it was going to let me do that, but you know, doesn't hurt to try. All right. I think we should be able to come right over here. Oh, good. She's got the turn there. So then all we have to do is, you know, figure out how to finish supporting the rest of this. And it may mean that we just build up another side of the mountain. I'm not even certain how that happened. But, you know. I'll assume it's ours and clean it up. It's not a big deal. Yes, no starlight because it's not nighttime. And that's the other thing that you need. And I think Astral Sorcery should be the one to put it in, is a way to... now, I know there's a mod that has like the ability to take naps. It's Hammock. Comforts, I think it is. Is it Comforts? Yeah, Comforts. So... Okay, now we got to go. Huh, interesting. She dumps hers off right inside of her place. Guess there's nothing really wrong with that. Unless you're like me and trying to find a way home through her teleporters. And then that's a bit of a pain. Let's see. Should have some string. Black cloth actually shouldn't be. I actually think I should have everything I need for this. Yep. Now we get to go the long way back. because, to be honest, it's faster to fly than it is to try and figure my way back through that again. So off we go. Especially since, you know, it's just due west. And then should be able to take a lag spike. 1, 2. And I want to say, I think it's 3 spaces in between. Nope, I don't think it's 3 spaces in between. Maybe 2. No. Right? I'm doing something wrong here again. And when all else fails, we go and take a real quick gander. Need all of the extra noise. Gotta. Holy cow. Yep. Oh. There's the problem. Anybody's trying to do it and they're following along with me. The problem is it takes 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks in between. Like that. And there we go. 4 blocks. Not 1 or 2 or 3, 4. Alright, so place wise we should be able to move 4. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at all that starlight. Lovely, lovely, lovely. That. So, alright, so you put the recipe in, you grab your wand, and you right click, you get this lovely little sound effect and glowy lights, and there you go. There's your crafted ingredient. Now, if I can remember what it was that we initially started into, oh yes, it is looking glass. So we've got that. Sticks, gold, and a plank. Sticks, gold, and planks. That's right. I hear you dive bombing. Uh-huh. That's what you get. Alright. So. Sticks. Sticks. Oh, I found some wood. I actually should have everything we need right there. Nothing like a good old create box. Oh, yes. Oh, I forgot the gold. To hurry this along. First, if I remembered that I put gold in the white box. There we go. That's what we wanted. So with this, get our own little glowy person. Yo, dude. Oh, he's gone. So, what you have to do now is you basically look through the night sky. And what we're looking for are twinkling stars. Always did hate doing it this way. Oh, there. There is a clustering right there. Looks like a bow. So we go to our constellations. It's this guy. So we can check that by drawing a line here, then a line here, here, like this. Maybe it's like that, and then like this. And there you go. So as long as you can match it up, you get a constellation. Now, I don't... Yep, there. The interesting thing is it actually lights them in the sky for you. So it makes life easy to locate. Now, they have changed these. Ishio is usually the guy I usually stick with. So we're looking for a square and a triangle. It's also usually one of the easier ones to find out in the night sky. Oh. So we just go looking for some more stars. And now the interesting thing is there is an actual like cycle to the stars. Zavitus. So you don't always necessarily, and in fact, even between nights, you may not even find the same star signs out. But it's looking at this point like that's the only guy I'm gonna find. Yeah. Because I don't think I'm gonna find anything else. Oh, go away. That's right. So we'll lose this cycle. Could do. Let's grab this. Should be able to sneak in a quick night to day transition, which will prevent these guys from showing back up tomorrow night. And then we definitely do need to. These are fun to play with. Let's see, the Fallacy Cannon Relay. So we need these two are going to be the next ones. We have rock crystals. We really should be getting the light well up. So 3 runed and 2 chiseled. There's 2 chiseled. I think she had, yep. So, nice thing is you can actually turn these to Astral Sorcery. And the stone cutter. Go, so 1, 2, 3, 2 chiseled. Need is 2 of these guys. One of these. Now, I usually try to go for, like, so, go for a really lousy one for enchantments. So, yeah. Wow, there's some really weird ones. Let's grab that thing. This is gonna be good enough. Who cares? Not like we're not going to get more of these. So I can go back in there. And then I can take a nap. Thanks to comforts, this, and advance at nighttime. So, nice little working trick. I am certain all of the evil, bad monsters down there on fire will be much appreciative of the fact that we changed it from day to night cycle so quickly. Also, whoops, it's the wrong button. I want that one. I think I want to put some lights. Because why not? Get some lights out here. Because, you know, nothing like a big flat space. Making yourself your own little... and no, having the lights up here is not going to interfere at all with your Astral Sorcery. Yes, I am waiting. It is night. But, so, Astral Sorcery, the power that you need wanes through the course of the evening. So it strengthens up the first half of the night and then gets weaker the back half of the night. So if you wait a little bit, you'll get enough power, and if you wait too long, you'll run out of power. Now, there are things that we will be able to do later on to help handle that. But for right now, this will have to work. And eventually we'll get to a point where we'll be able to enhance these things. And when you do, that's the way you want to do this. You don't ever want to just drop a raw crystal in there, because yes, this works. And you can do it with either the aquamarines or the rock crystals. But until they've been enhanced by putting it through a light well, they're not really... You'll run through them faster than anything. Alright, so... Oh, yes. We wanted to see. Oh. There is a new light fixture. Oh, there it is. So like I said, Vicio is usually out. And no, it doesn't matter what order you do this in. I could have gone backwards. You could have gone forwards. You could have gone the square and then the triangle. You could have done triangle and square. You could have X'd it. As long as the pattern matches, you're good. So we have Vicio now, and so it actually, when you learn it, it fills it out and tells you about it. Avitus. So Discadia and Armora are the next two that could possibly show up. And it is not uncommon to see more than one in the night sky. Well, sometimes that's all you get is one in the night sky. There you go. Now, this is just with the very first telescope. Later on, we'll actually make a better telescope than this. We'll actually make two better telescopes than this. And those two telescopes actually stand a much better chance of seeing more of the star patterns out there. But there's this Vicio out there. Now, why do I like Vicio? Vicio is one of those, later on, get to a point where you can be attuned. And getting attuned to Vicio means that you can start earning like perks or extra bonus abilities. And Vicio's way of gaining experience is by traveling. I think you gain like 1 experience point for every block you travel. If you like to fly with an elytra, that goes really quick. Wow, yeah. So, you can... I have just literally flown circles by elytra flight and racked up the experience real quick. And you basically, you want to get to like a level 30ish or so, then you focus on making your mantle. And once you have your mantle, then you have, it's a form of creative flight. It's not like forever creative flight, but it is a form of creative flight. And by the way, no, once you put that in, you're not getting it back. So in case anybody was curious, I didn't actually see anybody asking questions, but no, once it's in there, that's it, it's done. You don't get that piece back. Your best thing to do is to actually have in this box. The best thing you can honestly do to save yourself some problems is to keep this thing from filling all the way up. By pouring this into another receptacle to store the starlight, it means you don't waste the gem, whatever crystal you put in there to create liquid starlight. Because it will fill all the way up, and then once it's filled all the way up, it will actually just sit there and continue to try and make more liquid starlight until the crystal ultimately breaks. So you miss out on whatever that might have been. So if like the energized or the enhanced aquamarine crystal you put in there was going to give you, say, 8 buckets worth of starlight, and you didn't keep this thing emptied, then you would miss out on that. Now later on there is a chalice, I think it's called. Boy, I'm doing good. You make one of these guys, and it'll actually drain in the liquid starlight right out of these light wells, so you can have a whole series of these light wells. There. Do you hear this glass shattering? Yeah, that's the crystal going away. But anyways, you get the chalice, and then you can actually suck the liquid starlight directly out of the light wells and make use of it. And in some cases, in like there is a light well altar, and the light well altar itself will actually pull from the liquid chalice instead of the light wells. And so this gives you a nice way to set up a whole system that continues to just produce you lots of liquid starlight. And when you get later on, that will become a thing. That will be a huge thing. Right now, this is good enough. I'm just not going to fight with it. So that's good enough. We're happy with that. I think we're actually going to call it here. This gets us started, which is what we were talking about doing, trying to get started. The next steps after this, and I will include those before we check out of here. Next steps after that we will be focusing on, now that we got the light well, you kind of go in 2 directions, because you definitely want the astral relay. You want to be able to make a couple of those. You're going to need those. You'll use those as extra starlight gathering systems for your crafting altars later on. And then the other thing is we will end up making this next altar, which technically I guess we could do right now, next time we get a night cycle. You know what? Let's just go ahead and do that right now. We need 4 pillars and 2 chiseled marbles. Pillars and 2 chiseled marbles. One, 2, 3, 4. Now it used to be back in earlier versions, this would actually fill out and tell you exactly how much starlight power you needed / were missing. Doesn't do it anymore. I found that was actually very helpful to let you know whether or not you actually had enough, you could potentially generate enough, or if you were really just up a creek and you should really just kind of give up and try again. Go after something else. But like I said, it doesn't do it anymore, and unfortunately that's kind of annoying. Oh. Ow. Yep. My brain has checked out for the night. Alright. Nope. There we go. Buttons. So like right now that's a completed recipe, and this should come out and tell you exactly how much. that you need. And that used to be nice because then you could look at it and go, yeah, I'm never going to make it with whatever Starlight power I have, and I need to figure out how to get more Starlight power in there. And there are ways that you can increase the Starlight power available to you. It's not like, oh, well, I don't have enough Starlight power, so that's it, I'm done. No, there are ways to increase the amount of Starlight power that you have available to you, including raising the altar up in the sky higher. Those relays are another one. You can actually get a bunch of those relays and have them redirect Starlight power into your crafting altar. There are collector crystals that you can make, and you can make more collector crystals and use those collector crystals to, again, charge. So there's that blue line I was telling you about. So you can see it right here. This is how much we need to be able to craft that. It's only there at night when you're actually collecting, and not during the day when, it would still be nice to know whether or not you stand a chance of making this or not. So there you go. But yeah, I'll get this one made real quick. Now you could just sit here and thump click it all you want. Eventually it would set itself off and go do its thing. Not that I have a particular preference on whether or not to do that or not. Yeah, I don't know if I have a preference. I don't think I do have a preference. Oh, there's a... But this is another one of those, as the sun comes up, you can see this goes across. And looks like we have a new moon tonight. Those are usually the best points for starlight generation, are new moons. So there you go. But I suspect we're going to actually have to be really quick, because by the time that gets up there to make it, we are going to start seeing that starlight dwindle down. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Almost there. I feel like I'm in a movie flying down a trench. Almost there. There we go. So now we dump, and oh yeah. Now this is absolutely nice. Give me back my bucket of liquid starlight. So this is absolutely useless to us at this point, because that actually requires, so there's, now that we have it, and I'll show it to you, because that's going to be the next thing that we need. Oh, and look, we've opened up the attunement section now. Now that we have this made, we now have to make this structure. Which you can see. We have to actually make this structure and then put the altar in the center of that. And once that's done, then it'll start to collect starlight and do all the fun things it's supposed to do. Until it does, it's pretty much useless. But we will store that away for right now. Let's go say hi to all the guys as we fly through. Oh, that was almost, yeah, nothing like a George of the Jungle moment. Oh man, I almost face palmed something hard. go. Now everything's back where it belongs. Everybody's nice and happy. And we can now head home. That is all we are going to do for this evening. So yes, next stages are going to be where I'll build up the altar for it, and then we'll have to get it powered up. And then the next one that we'll build after that is going to be this huge, it's like a 19 by 19 block. So once you get to this stage, you actually get the altar built. You go up here to the attunement section. This is the next place that you're going to go, and yes, there's a lot of stuff that is going to go on now. Primarily, getting yourself personally attuned is going to be one of those big things that you do. You'll also start messing with Stardust. That's your next celestial altar. This is in fact like another teleport system like Waystone. We may actually build a couple of these just because I think they'll be fun to play around with. This is the other telescope, so this is your level 2 telescope. This is going to allow you to find more constellations in the night sky. And then these are your focusing lens, and you'll get a linking tool. It's going to be one of those things that we make. We may even venture into some of these wands. Those are fun. And then also the crystal attunements is going to be another really important section. But this is going to be the other one. So usually what ends up happening is you make the next crafting altar so that you can make there it is. Making one of these will require a bunch of relays. This attunement, which has to be made on this new altar that we just made, which is why we actually have to build the structure to host the altar in order to make the attunement. And then you'll want to make a bunch of these. So I usually suggest about 12 to 15 of these. So you just sit down and you just make a bunch of them. You're going to want them. You need them. You'll end up using those chiefly as extra Starlight generators for your altars, and you'll also use them in the higher tier altars as placeholders for some ingredients. And the next biggest thing that they get used for is on this actual attunement system to denote out the star constellations. And that makes more sense when you look at the fact that this guy has to sit in the middle of this big black, it's a 19 by 19 squared altar. And so the relays go here in the black area and basically show you where the stars are in alignment. And then once those are all put in place, you stand in the center and then you get attuned. And then that opens up a perks tab, and then lets you start actually earning experience and collecting perks. And then usually after this, the next big push is to get all the way to your celestial altar, which it too requires updates to your altar. Altar actually becomes bigger, and then that opens up the next section, and then you keep plugging right on through. And last I checked, there's 5 of these sections, and so once you get all the way through all 5, you can make a chest piece, a mantle as they call it, and the mantle can be imbued with your specific star signs, constellations, and so different constellations have different effects. And in this case, we're heading for the Visio because Visio is what gives us creative flight. If you wanted to, there's, I think it's the Evorcio or Avitus. It's one of those two. that will allow you to stand on rock and have it transmute into some kind of mineral. And so all stone around you will slowly turn into like coal, diamond, iron, whatever ores are available in the game. So if there's an actual ritual that's super useful for things like that. And so those are fun to play around with. And it allows you to do some really interesting things as far as automating mineral, for example. You could make a stone generator, which wouldn't be that hard. And then from the stone generator, you fill up a box, and then you get your schematic cannon. And you have your schematic cannon make a big square of stone somewhere. And then you have the ritual anchor right in the middle of this big square of stone. And it will do the ritual to generate ore. And you let that turn that whole stone into a giant chunk of ore. And then you come through with your with whatever block breaking tool you want to use. I would suggest create. You can just do like a create query in it and just let it come right on through and chew up all of the ores for you. And then you can just pump all that through to your crushing wheels back to the smelter, and before you know it, you've got ore galore. You can have all the iron, copper in this case, in this one, coal, fiery druid, whatever. Basically anything and everything that's available that ritual will create. And so that would provide you with a means of generating resources. So it wouldn't be too bad. So there's a lot of room for some really interesting mixing and matching of mod packs when it comes to resource generation. And different things that you can do. And some of the things that we'll actually look into playing around with just because we can. But one thing's at a time. In either case, we are now in a deficit because we now have 2 castles we have to get up and going before we can get to the third one in the Everdawn. That will be our Britannia one, which is the one I've been trying to get to because that one's just going to be fun to build the castle, let alone get everything going for Britannia, because then we also need to get into a fight with Gaia and get some Gaia spirits, because we are going to get the little Laputa shards, and we're going to go and we're going to find a chunk of the area that we like the looks of it, and we're going to lay down the Laputa. We're going to pick the whole thing up, make a little island in the sky. Then we'll take schematic craft, we'll blueprint the whole island, then we'll tear down the whole island, we'll just rip it all out, and then we'll take our schematic cannon and everything else, and we'll go and we'll put it in the Everdawn. And we'll just let the schematic cannon build it for us. And I think what we'll do is I may record that and stick that up on YouTube as a time lapse, and just so you can watch all that happen. Though we may start the Laputa Island shard on the stream one day, probably on the weekends, because it's probably going to take a little bit to run. Last time I did that, it took like 3 hours to actually process the entire chunk, but that was a fairly large 44 by 44 area that it was doing. So, in any case, I'm rambling. So, things we have to look forward to, and things that we are planning on doing next go round. So, stay tuned. Come back and see us again. I look forward to seeing everybody again. Hope you guys have a good day. Have a good night. Good afternoon. Have a good evening. Take care. Be safe. We'll catch you all next time.